What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, what the world is listening to. I'm your host, The Hakamadi Ant C, and we are jumping back into our time machine, traveling back to the Attitude Era with our Attitude Years series. And today we are 1 week away. Well, in our timeline of 1998, we are in December, and we are a week away from rock bottom in your house. So WWE Raw is War is coming to you live December 7th, 1998, live in my hometown of New Haven, Connecticut. And we start out the night with D-Generation X coming out, and that's Triple H, Chyna, and X-Pac. Triple H says, I know the Outlaws had a meeting with the corporation, so come out and talk to us. The New Age Outlaws come out and they're wearing suits. And the Rolex says, I'm Road Dog Esquire, Billy Inc. Corporate Outlaws. Billy says, and if you don't do corporate, you can suck it. Shawn Michaels comes out. Shawn Michaels says, Triple H, you owe me an apology. If not for nothing else, gimmick infringement. Triple H says, I owe you nothing. Shawn Michaels says, you rode my coattails all your careers. You don't owe me for turning you into a somebody when you were a nobody. Triple H says, it was me carrying your dead ass around as you tried carrying a belt you didn't need. After WrestleMania, when you got burnt, I picked up the ball. Shawn Michaels and says, Punk, I made you and I could break you. Triple H says, you can suck it. Shawn Michaels says, you and your buddy X-Pac will take on the big boss man and Ken Shamrock tonight. This will be an anything goes match, and if the Outlaws get involved, then so be it. Triple H says, suck it to the corporation, and that's an interesting promo there. Now that we are in 2023, we do know that Triple H did help Shawn Michaels a lot during his drug addiction days, and it's interesting they're blurring the lines here with both of them saying that they helped the other. So interesting stuff to start Raw. We then go backstage where we see Triple H and X-Pac. Triple H says, you got to watch our back. If Outlaws or Shawn Michaels put their nose in our business, you break. So we're seeing the disillusion of DX here. Some tormenting stuff. We have our first match of the night with D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry taking on Jeff Jarrett with Debra and McMichael. A lot of back and forth action here. We see D'Lo Brown lifting Jeff Jarrett up and dropping him across the ropes. But then Goldust comes out and flashes Debra, which totally distracts Jeff Jarrett, and D'Lo Brown rolls up Jarrett to get the win here. Goldust definitely been playing mind games with Jarrett since Judgment Day, and now that he's flashing Debra, I know Jarrett is not going to be happy about this. This new Goldust is interesting since he's come back, and I'm excited to see what's more. We see Stone Cold Steve Austin is pissed backstage because he has to partner up with Mankind. We see Mr. McMahon at Oxford University in Oxford in England, so they're trying to blow up that Vince McMahon is so smart and educated. Next, we have the Brood Gangrel and Edge with Christian taking on the Headbangers. We see Thrasher suplex Mosh off the top rope onto Edge. Gangrel breaks up the pin, but then Luna Vachon comes out and attacks Mosh. Tiger Ali Singh runs down the Audis and attack Tiger and the Headbangers, and Luna DDT's Babu outside. So huge melee here going on. We know that the Headbangers shaved Luna's head with the help of the Insane Clown Posse. So Luna doesn't want to get back at the Headbangers. But I don't understand why Tiger Ali Singh got involved, but interesting stuff. Speaking of interesting, we see Mankind backstage talking to steel chairs. That's fun. We get the rewind of the week by Glover, and we see Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kane putting Paul Bearer in the sewer. Sorry about that. I had a moment of confusion there. We see Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and The Rock talking to Paul Bearer. Vince asks if The Undertaker can function with The Rock, and Paul Bearer says yes, he can. Next, we have Owen Hart taking on Goldust. Owen announces on Sunday Night Heat that he will fight Steve Blackman at Rock Bottom. So that'll be interesting. Finally, these two will get to go one-on-one. So Goldust and Owen go at it. And just like earlier on the night, Debra, McMichael, and Jeff Jarrett come out. This time, like Goldust did earlier, Debra flashes Goldust, but however, he ends up rolling up Owen Hart instead, and Goldust gets the win, outsmarting Debra and Jarrett. But the fans in attendance and Goldust definitely were in for a treat with that. We then see D'Lo Brown hanging out in England and WWE Carnage, which was in, earlier on a couple of last week. We have the Godfather and Val Venus with the hose taking on the Acolytes with the Jackal. Godfather says, I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to offer one of my hosts to someone in the audience. Godfather picks a really chubby guy and gives him the hose. The match starts, and pretty much they fight. Both teams fight outside. The referee calls for the bell, and the Acolytes are looking very like a damaging team here. We see Austin walking backstage. We get the JVC kaboom of the week as Stone Cold Steve Austin hitting the Undertaker with a shovel last week on Raw, getting payback. Stone Cold comes out. He says, Undertaker, you talk about sacrificing me, wanting my soul. At rock bottom, you can expect no money from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Undertaker's theme comes on, and the Taker symbol appears. Undertaker says, Stone Cold Steve Austin, we've traveled down the highway to hell. You're helpless against my ministry, and I can take your rotting soul anytime I wish. You will be in purgatory until rock bottom when I sacrifice you to the ministry of darkness and burn in hell. The Undertaker symbol lights up on fire, and that was a crazy moment there. Undertaker continuing down this dark path, continuing to talk about the ministry of darkness. He wants to get payback for what happened to Paul Bearer last week, and he definitely showed signs of, getting at Austin. Next, we have Steve Blackman versus Tiger Ali Singh with Babu. Blackman gets the quick win after a thrust kick and a 3 count. After the match, though, the Blue Blazer runs down but trips. Owen Hart attacks Steve Blackman and applies a death block. And again, the mind games continue on Steve Blackman towards rock bottom. We see Mankind going into Stone Cold's locker room. We see that Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cover of the Rolling Stone magazine. We then see Mark Henry with D'Lo Brown taking on Droz with Animal. Chyna walks out during the match, and Droz nails a shoulder tackle. Droz holds Chyna to slap Mark Henry, but she slaps Droz instead, and Henry nails a power slam and a splash, and Mark Henry gets the win with the help from Chyna. Interesting stuff here. Maybe that date's going to work. New Age Outlaws are with Shawn Michaels, Big Boss Man, and Shamrock. We learn about www.stonecold.com. We then come to one of our main events, Triple H and Stone and X-Pac with Chyna taking on the WWE Tag Team. Well, I'm sorry, the Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock, the Tag Team Champions. They were involved in some stuff last week, so that was very fun. But let's go over what happens in this match. A lot of back and forth action here. Shawn Michaels comes down and holds the rope so X-Pac will fall outside. X-Pac nails Ken Shamrock, and X-Pac tosses the chair to Ken Shamrock. Billy going to ask for a chair and nails Ken with the chair. DX attack Ken Shamrock, the Big Boss Man, as the Outlaws pull off their shirts and reveal that they are not a part of the corporation. They are with DX. They pulled a ruse over Shawn Michaels' eyes, and DX laughs backstage. Shawn Michaels is pissed. Austin walks into the locker room. He reads a note that Mankind felt left about having a cold shoulder, having a cold one on him, and then Austin takes out a beer and laughs at Mankind. We get our main event, the WWE Champion, The Rock and The Undertaker with Paul Bearer taking on Mankind and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin doesn't come out right away. He eventually does, though, and they fight. The Big Boss Man, Ken Shamrock, attack Mankind and handcuff him to the post during the match. Undertaker and Austin fight in the crowd, and Austin chokes the Undertaker with a wire. Undertaker nails Stone Cold Steve Austin with a bell and hits Austin with a chair, and that gets a DQ victory for Mankind and Stone Cold. Undertaker then carries Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Druids get the Undertaker symbol, and the Druids strap Stone Cold to the symbol. The symbol rises, and Austin is in the air, strapped to the symbol. Undertaker says, I've taken your mind, body, and soul, and now I will bury you alive. A famous scene there from the Attitude Era with Stone Cold Steve Austin hanging from that symbol. This was a great edition of Raw. I'm excited for Rock Bottom. A lot of action coming our way. With that, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell on YouTube. Stay notified when new content is created. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Stay safe and stay uncensored.